thought that was in the next room. I forget that had the microphone on it, so he was getting, sorry about that.
That's all right. Around town.
What do we need here?
3 feet, 3 feet.
What about both
18
sides of
inches.
this thing? 18. Same here?
18 to the valley.
So do they have enough there, you think?
Nope.
It doesn't look like it. They may have it here.
You know, Ralph, if there are no modules here,
Uh-huh.
they can come all the way to the edge. you know,
Oh, okay.
on a valley
Because you have
or a
access.
hill, because you have access here.
Okay.
Only if there's other modules in this
So
location here.
this one would be okay too.
That one will be okay, that one will be okay.
What about when that top ridge line, there's complete access on the back side of the ridge, do you still have to have the 3
You
foot?
still have to have the 3 foot.
Yeah. I asked that question too. I said, well, you got the whole back of the thing, why do you have to
Right,
worry
why do you have to
about
have the 3 foot on the one side?
Yeah.
And does that,
fire department likes it.
does that 3 foot, does that take in the combiner box? Up there in the upper left-hand
Up here?
corner?
Good point. Junction box there, yeah, good point. It's right in the path.
I don't know that it says clear unobstructed access, just access.
Yeah, you know, and we did talk about that, the fire guy said, you know what? Our biggest problem is we're lugging, 100 pounds worth of stuff with us, and you're letting them, put this stuff at trip height, at 6-8 inches off the roof, because they get a better D-rate on that rooftop D-rate for their conductors when they have to travel across the roof. And so we're stumbling around up there in the dark trying to put this fire out, and we're catching our boots and stuff on these conductors, on these conduits. So I guess clear and unobstructed probably doesn't say that, but you may want to.
Bear in mind, there is an exception. If the pitch is less than 212, if it's almost flat or less than 212, you do not have to have fire setbacks. But you have to watch for venting and.
Good point. Yeah, thank you. Good point. I read that somewhere and I forgot about it. Okay. And then I guess there was, yeah. So if we had another row of them on a patio cover in the back, we okay with that?
Structural, sound, it's flat, it's less than 212.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. All right. That was easy. So, getting back to this. So we talked about the electrical plant locations in the main service. Total number of modules per string, and total number of strings. That's important, because we're going to see that's how you figure out your maximum overcurrent devices, conductor sizes, and staying under the maximum voltages. You want a 1-line diagram of the system and a 3-line diagram. You use both, right?
We do look at both, but typically, see at Phoenix, we only stamp the 3-line.
Okay.
There's trouble.
And it should show, thank you. It should show the grounding and bonding conductors for the system. If batteries are going to be installed, we talked a little bit about where they're going to be located and proper ventilation for them. Okay. Cut sheets for all of the equipment and for the modules, especially the modules, the inverters. And be careful with the. I don't know that they're still sending them out. The combiners. Some of them are coming out with a UL 508 listing on it. UL 508 is a control panel standard. Okay, and the combiners, it's not, 508 doesn't address issues for photovoltaics. So it needs to come out with a 1741, thank you. And we saw that a lot when they first came first started installing a lot of PV in the valley, in the Phoenix area. And then little by little, they kind of tapered off. People realized, no, we can't ship control panels and call them combiners, or we can't put a control panel label on a combiner and call it good. And it goes back to you're dealing with DC current, so the spaces are different, the configurations are different. Now, that said, you can take an AC disconnect, if it's rated AC-DC, you can take an AC disconnect and use it as a DC disconnect, but there'll be a label on there with a diagram, and it'll show you exactly how to wire it. And it'll be that same configuration, that through 2 poles of the 3-pole, or through all 3 poles of the 3-pole, with just the hot wire.
There's a few of the disconnects out now that are straight in, straight out. And they have magnets on them that are supposed to help extinguish the arc. But they're specific, and you have to read the instructions, and unless they tell you that, they have the instructions to use them as DC if it's available to use. It's right on the inside, that they have to provide that information right with the equipment. So if somebody's telling you, yeah, it's okay, but they didn't mark it that way, it's not okay. Don't accept it. It'll have to be marked on the equipment.
And that's, when you start looking at listed equipment, it has to be exactly the way the listing says, otherwise it could be the exact same device, just they've left the label on. Oh, you're like, oh, yeah, that's listed, it's the exact same thing, only they forgot to put the label on it. Well, then send it back to them, make them put a label on it, send it back to me again. You know, this is the exact same one. 9 times out of 10, we get it back and it's a different unit. It's got something in it that's different, so.
I was an inspector in Seattle. I was doing a restaurant, and all the equipment came in with no stickers, and we pointed it out, and the guy ran over and goes, oh, wait, I got this roll of stickers right here. Oh, I forgot to put those on.
I forgot to put them on before we called you.
Yeah.
And somebody explained to me, one of the UL guys explained to me that, you know, when there's manufacturing tolerances for anything. And so when they've got a run of things going through a manufacturing process, and the tolerances in the standard say it's gotta be this, okay? As the tool starts to wear, the edges, you get more and more tolerance. At some point, they're gonna exceed that UL standard tolerance. And so they stop making UL listed products, and they continue on making the same product. That's why we get them without the listing on it. Same product, but they're out of tolerance. And if the jurisdiction doesn't call it, good for us. We sold them, same price, sold them a product, we didn't have to pay for the listing. So, and he said that's just one reason. And sometimes they just forget, or they put pieces together with what they had in the factory to get an order out, and they don't match up. You know, so back to this again, an electrical site plan, 1-line diagram, and electrical specifications. So typical wiring diagram.
Can we just kind of go back to that just real quick? Depending on your jurisdiction, the things that you're gonna be wanting to see there, typically like City of Phoenix, one of the first things we're gonna look for on the cover sheet is the listing of the current code cycle of the NEC, the IBC, the IRC, and the IFC. That should be, depending on your requirements of your jurisdiction, that should be on there always. Another thing that we look for, because we're going to get to that here in a little bit, about conditions of use for your ambient temperature durations. You should always see on a set of drawings the minimum distance from conduit to the rooftop. And that'll be based on all of those factors. It can be anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3.5 inches required. But it's going to be, you're going to want to see that note on there. The other thing also is your minimum termination degree. Your whole system is based on the lowest how's it go, the lowest temperature rating of either of the conductor or the termination itself. So typically you should be seeing, once you start doing these ambient temperature durations, you should see a note on there saying all terminations are minimum 75 degrees centigrade, unless they can prove to you that they can have a 60-degree termination on there. So those are just kind of some things that you're going to want to see. They're also going, they should always have a list of all the labeling that they're going to be required. It's going to be out of Article 690 and 705. They should have all of the listing of that, and more so for the field inspector than in plan review, because all that will be verified in the field.
Good stuff. George does this every day for a living, so good stuff to know. All right, George, here we go. Got a 3-line diagram. Look familiar?
Yep.
And again, remember I said earlier today that they always show you the modules connected end to end, but they're actually beautifully installed side by side in a straight, just because it's easier to connect the leads up sideways. A lot of the grounding is easier to do sideways. And we'll get into a little bit of the grounding marks and stuff on it.